Hello YouTube, and welcome to part 6 of our Physical Archon playthrough, where we are about to head into the underground, into the darkness, and we're also going to discover why Olgrim is out here. What is the cook doing? And the answer may shock you. No, if you want to know why he's here, who he is, actually, he's not actually a cook, surprise. You'll have to play the game. And it is a really good game. I highly recommend this game. You should play it. And why he's here and who he is actually a big part of the game coming up. Right, so in the underground here, there are Troll or Trog blood mages. They are going to be the major threat for this part of the game. Them and poison on the ground. The Trogs do a lot of vitality damage, so again, same as I mentioned in the last episode, if you have soul shards, make sure you're using them. Actually, I am going to go back to Devil's Crossing and have a look if I can get another soul shard, because my vitality resist is quite low and I would like more. I don't think you can craft them though, I'm pretty sure they have to drop. Yeah, either that or I don't have the blueprint, but I'm pretty sure they are drop only. And I do not have a spare. So, that is unfortunate. We will pretty much have to continue without. I do like to make a little pile in my shed stash, even though I know that this character is never going to share this stash with anybody, because it's just kind of how I play. If you are playing hardcore, I mentioned in the first episode, I think it was, that you should be playing for the stash and not for this character. So this character will most likely die at some point. And when you make your next character, you will have a bunch of gear saved up to kind of kickstart their journey. Now, I mean, if this character dies, I will probably just start a new character, but I prefer to start new characters fresh, with no blueprints, with no anything. So for me, this is a personal stash that just happens to be called the item transfer stash. But for anyone who's not quite as masochistic as I am, it's definitely good to have leveling equipment and components and such ready to go, and blueprints especially. So sadly I couldn't find another soul shard. We'll just have to continue without it. There's a couple things in the caves here that I need to find. There is a devotion shrine, which is not really about finding because it's always in the same place. But there is a dynamite treasure trove, which could potentially be here, which it isn't. And there are a few other places it could be. So we're gonna check those other places, two of which are on the way to the devotion shrine, so we'll head there now. And the other thing we need to find is a person who is missing, and the guy who is not Olgrim, who we talked to outside, wants us to find his sister. Spoiler alert, she's dead, so we're going to have to find her body instead. The treasure trove could also have been here, and it could also have been here. They're not there, so I think there's only one other place it could be. So we will head there. Unfortunately, Icrix, who is guarding the body that we're looking for, is also not here. So we will have to find him as well. The Warmonger's Spaulders. Is that an upgrade for us? Potentially in 2 levels. We've just got a devotion point, so I think, is that the completion? Yeah, so the Kraken is now complete. Okay, so here's Icrix. If you're playing a lightning build, his MI is a metal, which is quite good for lightning builds. Potentially other builds as well. Certainly he didn't drop it, but that's alright. We're not here for him anyway. We are here for... where is it? Here we go. The body. She had a sword, so, you know, at least she went out swinging. I do want to find that treasure chest, so I'm going to go check the only other place I know. Although it is looking like there's a lot of rocks between me and there, so maybe we will skip it. And try one more way, and if this way is blocked, I'm not going to run basically all the way back to the start of the zone to try and find it. Okay, looking good. Here it is. So, we got a blueprint, we got a blue item, we got a bunch of iron bits. I think it's definitely worth it to hunt these down, especially on a new account when you're looking for blueprints. This one obviously is no good for us, same with the blue item. I mean, it's a gun, and we're playing a hit thing with stick build. But especially on new accounts, fresh starts and stuff, there's something like 600 blueprints, and the quicker you get the shitty ones out of the way, the quicker you start getting the good ones. And I mean, even if you don't get a shitty one, like that could have been a relic, that could have been a relic recipe, that could have been a component recipe, something we actually want. But even with it being, you know, potentially not really what I want, it's still good to get that out of the way because it won't drop again. So it will increase the chance of getting something I do need or do want later on. Alright, so we're going to run up to Homestead, and then I am going to reset the game and go do something I was talking about in a previous episode, and get another couple pieces of dynamite, and then we're going to go and do the Tyrant's Hold area, because there are, I think it's 2, maybe 3 devotion shrines. There's a bunch of faction reputation for the Black Legion, and a huge chunk of XP from those quests as well, so we're going to go do that. But to get there we need to dynamite a wall, and there's also, I think, 2 potential treasure troves in there as well, so I just need more dynamite. How are those gloves? Vitality damage, ground slam, and pet stuff. Those gloves are no good. So when you get to Homestead, you will start seeing this crackling energy on the ground. This is Aether damage, and as you can see, it's just going to chunk your health bar. And doesn't matter what your Aether resistances are, it will chunk your health bar for the same amount, regardless of if you are at 87% Aether resistance or minus 30%. It still hits really hard. The actual ground itself doesn't do the damage, it's the lightning. So if you see, for example, a road that's completely covered in that, but there's little patches where there's no lightning, you can stand on the patches with no lightning and you'll be safe. Don't stand in the lightning though, it will kill you. I think my first hardcore death was actually due to the lightning on the ground just to the east of Homestead, which coincidentally we've just arrived at. So this is the Homestead portal. Like several other portals, you have to clear it of attackers before you can use it. But there we go. Homestead is free. I want my loot. There we go. Okay, coming into Homestead. Here's the merchant we saved, Isaiah Redden, and there's his daughter. His daughter is who you would have killed if you had taken the evil route, and she would have dropped the ring. Which would actually be quite useful right about now, but like I said, it is definitely the evil option. And he does have elixirs, so this one, I'm going to buy that. That is a lot of offensive ability and physical damage. There's 25% Aether resistance. I'm going to buy that as well. So every time you come to this merchant after after he resets, so if you go out of the town and go do stuff for a bit and then come back, his inventory will have reset. He will have some new potions for you, and you know, this time we got Aether resistance. Maybe next time it'll be Chaos. Maybe it'll be, you know, Poison, something else. This is the reward for not taking the ring, basically, and it can be quite a good reward. I often forget that I have them and I forget to use them, but for act bosses and such, it can be quite good. Alright, so I'm gonna go get, where was he? Smuggler's Dead Man's Gulch. I'm gonna go rescue Ulgrim, the cook, and give the bad news to Colin here about his sister. So, I'm sorry, thanks for the bits. And Ulgrim, I have secured the way, off you go. And now we are gonna go find some dynamite. So to get dynamite, as I said previously, you are guaranteed 3 spawns in the mines over here. So if you go to the Arcovian foothills, you can go into the Stanton mine, where you are guaranteed 1 dynamite, and you could potentially get more. Any pile of scrap that is in this mine potentially has a dynamite in it. If you kill the bosses in there, potentially they have a dynamite. We're just going to skip all that, just get the guaranteed one, and then leave. Because guaranteed is good. Chance to get maybe is not so great. And I'm not here for the wasps, so I'm just going to leave them alone. Here's our dynamite. Oh, scrap, I'll take that. And we're out. Do be careful of it though, because that guy there does do a lot of damage. You noticed, well, hopefully you noticed, my health bar was at half when I rifted out, so just be careful of the damage. I'm going to kill this defender though for the jelly. Okay, now we're going into the Hanafi mine, because again, guaranteed dynamite spawn. Potentially more, probably not from rocks, but there's this metal strongbox can drop them. This body, where's the body? Maybe the body wasn't there. I have had 2 and 3 dynamites drop from there previously. We only got the 1 this time, but that's fine. And then we go to Cronley's hideout, because there is a Moneybags, who can drop 2 of them, and there is also a guaranteed spawn. Moneybags could be just around the corner, so I'm going to clear this section just in case I need to kite away. Here he is. Say hi to Moneybags. Moneybags Martin, also known as Give Me Your Dynamite. He drops them as an MI, so we only got 1 this time, but still, it's not bad. So they don't drop in that little ball, it'll always be, as soon as you kill him, they will drop on the floor. I think do we take upheaval? What's our crit chance? 0 again, nah, not worth. I think we just max out tenacity of the boar, and then continue with the bar. I'm just going to run past all this stuff, because I'm just here for the guaranteed dynamite now, and I don't care about them. There will be 1 pile of scrap on the way, just here. This one I find often has dynamite in it, and there is 1 other fairly reliable chance too, I guess. You would not believe how hard it is to not sneeze for an hour and a half while recording videos. Okay, and just here, this scrap pile is regularly there and will have dynamite fairly often. Not this time, however. But that's alright, we run up here, we get the guaranteed dynamite, and we kill bloody Jack. Then we leave. Scrap pile. Alright, I'll take the jelly. Okay, so back to Homestead. Okay, how many dynamite do we have? 6. 6 will be enough. So we're going to do a little bit of backtracking. And we're going to go through Aetheros here. We'll go through him on the way back south. New pants? That's a lot of armor. Potentially new pants. Also, there is an MI drop from these vanguards. That is a chest armor drop, which is pretty good as well. So I will probably kill a few of those until we get one of them drop. The quest drop, this one here from the end of Act 1, is starting to age a little bit, and I would like to replace it. So we're just after the vanguards and the commanders. Not him. And potentially it won't drop, but that's fine. Vanguard, nope. As I say, that's fine. Eventually it will drop. It's not a big deal. I'm not exactly screaming for armor at this point. I am, however, going the wrong way. So here, 3 dynamite to clear the path. This is why I had to reset and go farm. I think I only had 2, but even if I had 3, I do want another couple for this section, just because of the treasure trove chances. That's Vanguard. Unfortunately not going to drop the armor. Terralean the Pandemonium. Some of the names in this game are pretty cool. Okay, we'll just continue on. A lot of this stuff you can skip. You can kill it if you want the XP. I find I don't normally need to kill most things as I run past. These are the guys who have the quests. You can talk to them now, get the lore, get the quests. I kind of know where I'm going, so I'm not going to talk to them now. I'll just do it all in one go at the end. So in here we are looking for a drop from the Manticores. We are looking for 3 named bosses that are always in the same area. One of which is in a cave that is not marked on the map, with a random spawn location. And we are going to kill Mogara as well. So Mogara, big one of these things, giant spider, and the tyrant in Tyrant's Hold. And I think that's all we're after. This is not the normal way I go. Normally I go the top way, but it was blocked off. So these Manticore alphas, I think it's the alphas that drop it. That's what we want, the Manticore Poison Gland. So we pick that up. If you are so inclined, you can go back to town, put that in your personal bank, come back, kill more of them, get another one, go back to town, put it in your bank. Because you will need one for normal, one for elite, and one for ultimate. As you can see, I can't pick them up. I am actually going to do that since they're sitting there staring at me. You can do this with a lot of quests. The Slith necklaces in Act 1. This, I believe you can do it with... what else? What else? The necklaces, the Black Legion dog tags from later after Homestead. Basically, you can collect quest items from previous difficulties, and then, so I will just be able to turn this in when we get to Elite, and then again in Ultimate, I just have it ready to go. This is honestly probably a waste of time, because you saw how quickly it dropped. I will probably not need to do this. I will most likely have several of these just sitting on the floor doing nothing in Elite and Ultimate, so in all honesty, this was probably a waste of time. But, you know, just to illustrate the point, you can do this. It is an option. With Forgotten Gods, the reason I say that the Bismail quests are the easier quest line is because pretty much the entire first section, or the first half of Forgotten Gods, you can store the quest items for the entire first section of the Bismail quest line and just turn it in the second you get there. Because they send you to kill, I think his name is Galfang, the dog in the alternate dimension, and he drops his core. So you kill him, you take the core, you put it in the bank, reset your game, kill him again, get another core in the bank, reset, kill him again, turn the third one in. Same for the Blood of the Watchers. You can get 9 of them, put 6 of them in your bank, turn 3 in, and then when you get to Elite, you've got all of that just sitting in the bank, waiting, ready to go. You can see I've had several of these drop. I probably don't recommend spending the time to do this for this particular quest item, but it is an option. You can do it. And it will mean that, you know, if I get unlucky, I won't have to farm these. Alright, so top of this hill is going to be a bunch more Manticores and Mogara, who is a named Manticore. If you were doing a soldier build, her necklace is quite good, especially if you're doing a Force Wave build. We're not doing that, so her necklace is probably not going to be amazing for us. We'll most likely end up using Zarya's necklace for the +1, and it didn't drop anyway, so that's fine. Speaking of pet loot. Okay, so that's what we needed from this little section. We needed the Poison Gland, and we needed Megara, so now we're going to go find the Briar Heart, whatever, the big ugly dude, and his spider friend. And they are in a cave, which could be here. And I think the other 2 spawns are down south. Could also be here. I do sometimes have to spend a little bit of time running around trying to find this. If you're ever looking for something that has a random spawn point, like a cave that has a quest mob in it or whatever, if you go to Grim Tools, it's this one, you can see it's not marked on the map. If you go to Grim Tools, they have a map there. It's an interactive map. It is actually amazing. I highly recommend it. Maybe not for your first playthrough, but definitely once you kind of, you sort of know where you're going, but maybe you want to find any potential hidden treasure chests on the side. All that sort of stuff is marked on that map. So Bloodbriar, that's what his name is. So we come in here, kill off all this. At the end of this little cave is going to be Bloodbriar. I think he has another part to his name. but it's a bigger version of these things. We have a quest to kill him, or we will. And then there'll be a hole in the ground next to him that will take you into the cave that was marked on the map. But it will take you in at the back, so you will need to kill a spider in there, and there is also a devotion shrine. So here we go, old Bloodbriar. Make sure to use the trinket, give us an extra 100%. And we'll beat him down. Okay, Bloodbriar's Thorn, what is that? An amulet, physical damage, pierce bleed damage. That is a very nice offensive option, with it missing completely any kind of resistances on it. It's not going to be something I wear, but that is quite good for damage. We'll take his loot. I don't know why he has a two-handed sword, but anyway. Okay, so now we're into the spider cave. The thing you are looking for in the spider cave is a cow on the ground. When you see a cow, get ready for a boss fight. Let me see. Alright, and... hell, put 1 point in there. Just to say we've got it. It has a 100% chance to use main damage. I think this is puts a little volcano on the ground. Our chance to actually trigger it is 0 on bosses, but maybe on trash we'll see it occasionally. And now I can stop talking about it, because I was only ever going to put 1 point in there anyway. Okay, spider time. Alright, just up here, see this cow? That is the sign that Ungoliax the Gloomweaver is about to attack you. About to do a lot of damage by the looks. We're going to disengage. Gonna kill this troll. And now we'll go back in. Again, I don't think it's actually the boss who's doing a lot of this damage. I think it's these bigger spiders in the back shooting poison at us. Gaze of Ungoliax, it's an Arcanist and Necromancer item. That also has pet stats on it. It's not what I'm after. This is what I'm after though. Ruined Shrine. Okay. So, another devotion point. Let's have a look what's available. I actually don't remember what we get from here based on the guide. So I think I'm going to hang on to this, and I'll have a look between episodes. So we're going to be a little bit down on power in terms of having devotion points just sitting there, but the whole point of this guide series is to try and play a beginner build and just sort of show how it works and determine, is it a good beginner build? And I feel like if I'm changing too much about it, it kind of goes against the point. Even though I did change the order in which I got some of the skills, it's pretty much the same. I guess I really should be doing exactly how he does it in the guide, but based on from what I can remember, these witch doctors, I swear, the skill build was a little bit hard to start with, so I did change that, but the devotion plan is fine. So the next thing we're looking for is we're trying to get to the right, and you can see all of these paths are blocked with rocks. So we go north until we find the one that is not blocked by a rock, and we'll go through there. had to go all the way north. That's fine. Okay. If you just come in here, there is a devotion shrine here, and not here at the moment, but there's also potentially a treasure trove here. I don't think it can spawn here, but potentially. I think I'm just remembering that little journeyman's pack back there. But there is a treasure trove on the outside of this castle, either back there near where the shrine was, or inside along the battlements, I guess you call them. So we're going to get that. Kill this as well. So in here is potentially a treasure trove. Dynamite, very nice. There's a treasure trove in here somewhere, and it's kind of my job to find it now. While you are looking around, through this side here is a dangerous domain. Yeah, that's not kind of not why we're here, so we can avoid that. And we are going to go up onto the battlements and find that treasure trove. So one of the spawn locations, usually they're in like the corners. I found this one most often down here or in this battlement. Yeah, there it is. So another treasure trove, hopefully another blueprint. There it is. The Terror Relic. What does that one do? Chaos damage and terrifies the target. Okay. We won't be making that one for this character, but again, it's another blueprint that we don't want out of the way, so we increase the chances of getting a blueprint that we do want. Okay. I'm gonna grab that. As soon as we get inside, I'm gonna go back to town and just dump everything. The good thing about having a build guide that tells you where all the items you want are is that I know that pretty much nothing in my inventory is going to be used long term, so I can just dump it all. I say that, but I am going to put that on, and if this has got good armor as well, and it has chaos resist, I'm going to put that on as well. But the rest of it, all of this can go. If you want to hang on to blue items for your next character, that's fine. Same with like these MIs, the Bloodbrier's Thorn. If you want to hang on to those for your next character, by all means. I'm not going to, though, for reasons I've explained previously. Just add these to my fancy pile of potions that I will forget that exist. And that's a quest item we need. Alright. Let's have a look at what kind of components we can craft. So, I think it's a something ward. Wardstone is good for your amulet and your metals, so bleeding resist, elemental resist, and move speed. I'm gonna take 2 of those. So that will give us a whole bunch of LE resist, which is pretty close to capped now. A whole bunch of bleed resist, which is capped. I was considering another silk swatch for the legs, but seeing as how we're only just shy of piercing cap and we are over capped on bleeding, I'm not going to bother. With chaos coming up though, hang on, let's swap these out. Alright, so we're now capped on elemental, almost capped on poison. I will actually make that silk swatch because we lost a bit of them from taking these off, and I'm going to put that scaled hide back in my chest. So let's have a look what we can put on our hands. I think they can actually search for gloves if you can spell correctly, and it is actually hands that you want. I think one of these has some attack speed. Nope. The other thing I wanted was imbued silver for the weapon. So this one will give us chaos resistances, extra damage to Chthonians, which will be useful coming up. The defensive ability, the bleed resist, that's nice, but it's actually the activatable. The Void Ward here gives us max chaos resist, which is nice, but not really relevant at the moment, and plus 20 chaos resist for ours. So that takes us up to 30%, so it's a good start. And then we just need something for our rings. If we can get another soul, what are these called? Soul shards. I don't have one, so we'll leave that for now. And there's some, if you hold down control while you have mouse over an item, if you see in my stash, some of the items are flashing. That means those can be applied to it. So it's going to be either that one or that one. We'll have attack speed. It is the consecrated wrappings, so we get a bit of chaos resist as well. Brings us up near 40. That's probably okay. I would like to have more when we get to Zarya, but we'll see how we go. So give me my add-on back. And let's continue. Alright, so we are in here to kill the guy at the end, and there's nothing really else that I want in here. There is a dynamite spawn, but it's usually fairly heavily blocked off by doors that are collapsed or walled in. I think it's through here actually. So usually I don't end up getting it. I think it's in there. I forget exactly, but oh no, it's here. It's in this room. There it is. We may get that. It does, like I said, it's usually heavily blocked off. This time it's heavily guarded instead. These are Drangolian forces. If you can't kill them pretty much instantly, they will make a lot of noise and then you do very little damage to them. So they kind of yell and become very resistant to damage. So that being able to dash through monsters is actually probably the main reason why you want to get a movement skill. Because if the corridor is blocked, you can click on a monster behind them and just dash through all of it instead of having to kill it all. Alright, little wall here with a chest, secret chest. Also it attracts these guys' attention, so you can kind of stand here and just mow them down as they come through the door. I don't have a build that really works for. Works really well for Force Wave, but not so well for hit thing with stick. So here's Blood Feast the Ruthless. You can go around, clear out all his friends, you can kite him around, whatever you need to do. With this build, as long as there's no shamans or witch doctors or whatever around, we just stand here, tank his hits, heal up, and beat him down. So his MI dropped. It's a rare metal. Bleeding and elemental resistances, bleeding damage, vitality damage. It's not bad, but again, it's not really for our build, so we will not be using it. I will check out that ring, pets again. Okay, guaranteed dynamite in here. One-shot chest, which is a guaranteed blue, and then a bunch of other loot. The combat medic's mark. 10% chance to heal us when we hit stuff. I will swap that one in, assuming it doesn't completely nuke our resistances. Where is it? Okay, we don't have the levels for it. But the ribbon I have at the moment is actually not very good anyway, so we will use that at the appropriate time. Now we leave, and we go cash in like 5 or 6 quests with the Black Legion. So you go straight back to the Pine Barrens Rift, and you talk to these guys, and you basically say, huh, the Black Legion? What are you doing here? Need any help? Already gathered it. What are you after? Already killed it. Good job. Thanks me. Thanks for the XP. Who's in charge here? I spoke to the wrong guy. Okay. What are you doing out here? Need any help? Already killed it. What do you need? Already killed it. What do you need? Already killed it. Okay, so it's 5 quests and basically an entire level. So yeah, actually pretty good XP for this, and if this is not your first character and you have XP pots, make sure you have one active for that. Right. Actually skipped a couple of levels. I think we probably maybe put a point in the Wendigo Totem. I'll have to take a look. I'm going to end the episode back in Homestead, but I will have a look at where our points go, and we'll go through it at the start of the next episode. Let's just talk to Sullivan here. What's the problem? Yes, I agree. Okay. So, as I said, I'm going to end the episode here. So this is the end of part 6, I think it was. Thanks for watching, and when we come back in the next one, we will sort out our devotions and that last skill point. So thanks very much, and see you in the next one.